Wine sips. I am going to open some wine and we are going to settle in this Wednesday afternoon and talk a little bit about the business of interior design. Who's with me? Hi guys, what's going on? Welcome. All right. Today I am drinking one of my faves, Chateau Montelena. Yes, I have cases of this. I would share it with you if I could. It's a 2016 from Napa. It is so beautiful. This, the wine, this part of the country, the vineyard is gorgeous. If you have a hankering for the grapes like I do, can't recommend it enough. Okay, so I know as everyone's kind of hopping on, hi guys, what's going on? Again, I'm Sandra Funk. This is Design Sips. We are going to drink a little wine or your beverage of choice. I know there's people all around the world, so timing doesn't always line up with wine time. But anyway, we're gonna have a little cocktail or a mocktail or a cup of coffee, and we're gonna talk about the business of interior design. Okay, I would love it if you can comment where you're joining from, and if you're having a drink of any kind, what you're having to drink. So I want to hear all the things. Okay. Please let me know in the comments. And then today we are talking about the 7-figure mindset. Exciting? I do think so. Okay, I am going to give you, as I get this wine cracked open, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what is green tea. Nice. I like it. Before we jump in, I want to let you know some info just for you guys. Okay, we are working on a brand new masterclass, and I am like out of control excited for you to see this content. It's insane. So I want you to join me. We'll be hosting it in just a couple of weeks, and it's going to be limited time. So we're going to do it live, and then there'll be a recording for just like a few days afterwards, because it's one of those things where it just feels like we want to be together having this conversation, and we don't want it to be out in the universe forever. Just feels too special for that. So I can't say much more about what we're talking about, but if you want to check out more on that, it's at houseoffunk.com/trade. Do you see me struggling with this wine? I'm trying not to make like a big noise while I'm talking and or spill it all over the place. I'm going to be, there we go. Okay, let us pour the wine and get down to business. All right, are you guys all telling me where you are watching from and what you are drinking? Let's get a little wine on the table. Cheers. That first sip on a Wednesday afternoon. Do you remember when we started this thing all those years ago and thought it would be really fun and cute, and then now we're still just day drinking on Wednesdays? I love that. Okay, so today we are going to cover how your mission and vision contribute to your bottom line. And those are all very like hoity-toity HR speak kind of big corporate America words. But what it means to me is having meaning behind what you do literally keeps you moving forward, okay? It keeps you focused. It keeps you on point. So we're going to talk more about that. Why delegating leads to better profits. Okay, so while I love the one-woman show, there's a lot of you out there, sometimes getting some of those low-level tasks, those simpler things off of your plate can increase your efficiency, can speed up your projects, and can lead to more money. Okay, yes, good things. And the importance of investing in your future. So one of the big things that we talk about all the time in Design Sips and in business in general, and certainly with all the entrepreneurs that I speak to all the time, is, you know, you come to your career, your business, with a natural talent, right? You have a natural eye for design. That doesn't mean that all your years of executing design and or studying design don't increase your natural eye. You bring a natural business panache, right? You have some business guts, gusto, you have something to it already because you wanted to be an entrepreneur. You wanted to be in business for yourself. There's plenty of people out there that don't have any of that natural wanting to be in business for themselves. They have less of it or none of it, right? None of that entrepreneurial spirit. if you're in business for yourself doing interior design, you have some natural talent and some natural entrepreneur talent, right? That doesn't mean you just stop there. Just like going to school or taking, any course or bettering yourself in any way, constantly improving yourself, constantly layering in more, right? More efficiency, better tools, better systems. And today we're talking about like mindset, like a better mindset about how to run a business is, it's how you go from where you are now to that level up that we all talk about, right? We want to level up. We always want to be growing. One of those little things that kind of always strikes me, and it hits home so uniquely, so clearly for me, and I'm assuming it hits home this way for everyone, is the pursuit of happiness is our God-given right? We agree that it's part of like who we are as a people, right? The pursuit of happiness is our God-given right. There are so many studies that have been done that show that happiness comes from improving yourself, comes from improvement, right? So happiness is not necessarily the hammock on the beach at the end of a hard worked life, Happiness is working hard to get to that hammock on the beach. Like it's just desserts, but there's a lot of joy in the journey. That's essentially what we're saying. So, okay, tangents all over the place. Cheers, y'all. Okay. Let's jump into the questions around this mindset. But first, I want to tell you one more story. So I am in this incredible mastermind with these badass, butt-kicking, amazing interior design entrepreneurs, very high level businesses, big businesses, right? These amazing women. And we were having a conversation about today. One of them reached out and was saying, something along the lines of, do you ever just wonder why we're hitting this so hard? Why we just keep doing it? Like, why are we still going after this huge undertaking, right? These businesses are huge undertakings at any level. Interior design is so detailed. There is so much to it. There are so many layers that have to get done to make a project sing. And we all went through our moment of saying, yes, of course we have those days. And yes, of course we have those days. And I guess the idea about mindset is not that I got mine right and it never wavers. The idea about mindset is that it's something that you have to keep going back to when it's tough, right? So it's not that we're not allowed to have days when we go, is this worth it? Like, I'm exhausted. I can't, there's not a lack of mindset that needs to be reset, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, we all go through that, right? We all go through that. So that 7-figure mindset is not permanent, right? You don't get it and then you go, I'm done with low-level mindsets. I'm all done with bad thoughts and with thinking I'm going to throw in the towel and feeling overwhelmed. It's that you keep coming back to it. And it's actually something we've been talking a lot about in our Facebook community. We've been talking a lot about how to come back to it, right? So it comes down to like getting clarity of mind, doing mantras. For me, that's a really big part of it. Prayer, being in nature, like what allows you to bring it back to where you want it to be, not to maybe the low level feelings that you're having because you just had a terrible, client interaction or price increase that's showing off all your proposals or whatever it is that's making your spin, or, lead times. If you're not spinning from lead times, then you might not be in the interior design industry after all. So again, that's first things first, is not to say that we don't struggle with it, but to say you have to keep bringing yourself back. Okay. And when I say 7-figure mindset, that's what I'm talking about. This like kick-ass, high level, big business. How do you get there? How do you go from basement to boutique? That's what I always talk about. Like, I started this out one-woman show in my basement, working from home, bootstrapping it. And, how do you end up with a 7-figure business that has, an incredible referral base and et cetera, and build out that team? So let's talk about it. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Susan asks, what are the attributes of a 7-figure mindset? So here's what we're going to talk about. You have to know when to save versus knowing when to spend. So we kind of have touched on this a little bit. But while I'm a big fan of filling the coffers and, kind of making sure that I'm not, I've got money set aside. I've got what I like to call oh shit money, right? I like to have enough money that if something crazy happened, I could carry the business for 6 months, let's say. Now, there's this crazy thing called 2020 where maybe you need 18 months. I don't know. But in all seriousness, you do need to have money set aside for those things in life that happen. People have children, they have parents. There's, maybe you have to move because your spouse's job moves you and you have to, kind of figure out life. Like, things happen, right? So when you get to that place of profitability that you can start to stockpile some money aside as a safety net, do so, okay? Then, if you have more than you need in the safety net, the oh shit fund that I like to call it, now you've got money set aside in your business, right? You haven't paid yourself out and you don't owe it to anyone else. You don't owe it for payroll. You don't owe it for taxes, what have you. So now you start to have some money set aside in your business. Now you need to be thinking about, what do I want to do better, different, etc. So here's where you invest back into your business. And a lot of times that investment is back into yourself, right? It's furthering your education. It's bringing in expert. It's bringing in a team member that you can delegate to, all the things. So knowing when to save and when to spend is really 7-figure mindset, and really thinking about it strategically, and not just saying like, oh, I've got, cash in the bank, let's book a trip, but saying I've got cash in the bank. This is going to be earmarked for that. This is going to be earmarked for that. Here's how I'm going to take this little business, and in 2 years, it's going to be this big business because I am going to invest in myself. I am going to grow this business, and here's how. So that's how you go up the chain, okay? All right. So saving for a specific goal, like for instance, the first time that I went from a home-based business to a design studio where I had, rented a lease. It was a 3-year lease. I was nervous to make that jump. So nervous, in fact, that I waited until I had enough money saved up that if everything went terribly wrong, I could pay off that 3-year lease and be done with it. That's extreme, right? That's like zero leverage to the nth degree. You don't have to get that crazy, but you might want to have a good stockpile of cash saved up before you hire a PR firm to help you up-level your brand, right? Before you hire an employee, so that you just feel absolutely confident that you can pay them 6 months with no fail, no matter what happens, to give them the grace and the time to get up to speed. Whatever that is, 3 months, 6 months. We pray that it's 3. Okay, so having some of that set aside can lock you down. Like, it can make you just confident that your decision is going to have its due time that it needs to show results monetarily. All right, so that's the first one. Mark asks, how does your mission contribute to your bottom line? So again, mission is the why. Why do we do what we do? Why are we involved in all of this? So having a purpose creates drive. So when we know that we want to make lives beautiful, then we can make sure that everything that comes across our path, every opportunity, we can see if that is the right opportunity for us or not, right? A mission clears away the clutter. So it really, really is the filter that helps you say yes or no to opportunities. So for instance, if your mission is to do, I don't know, European farmhouse decor in the XYZ region, whatever your mission is to beautify and improve lives with a specific style or with a specific eco-friendly or whatever it is. By identifying that and clarifying that, number one, you're going to be able to say yes and no to projects so much more clearly, because it's going to either fit into your mission and your vision of what you're doing or it's not. And number two, it is really, really helpful when you're hiring and when you're even outsourcing or hiring experts. You want to look for people that can understand your mission and your vision if you're hiring experts, and that they share that same mission and vision or can get on board with it if you're hiring an employee, because your firm really needs to become an extension. They have to share those values. They have to be on board with what you're doing. Otherwise, they're just working for a paycheck, and they're not really going to be moving your business forward in alignment with where you want to go. So defining that is so, so important. Carry on, carry on. Sip. Why does Design Sip seem extra quiet today? I don't know. Can you guys make some noise? Probably not. Okay, Janelle asks, how does your mindset around your ideal client contribute to your bottom line? So mindset about your ideal client is truly, it's so important. So number one, define them really, really clearly. Get, you know how I feel about the ideal client avatar. Get crazy clarity around who you want to work with, but then stay open, because as you grow and you change, you may realize that your client was busy, you know, household, young children, double working family, and it might be transitioning to maybe because you're transitioning, right? Maybe because your network and your friends, maybe it's transitioning to empty nesters, right? Or people that have a second home, vacation homes, all the things, right? So just stay aware. And I love this as an exercise, like keep your mindset open about those ideal clients, because you might need it to evolve with you as you evolve. I love the idea of staying aware too of like, who are you working with right now that you just love, that you want more clients like that, right? And they may have evolved. So many of our projects are with clients, it's over 6, 8 years, because we tend to work on these big old homes that people are living in with their families. So we tend to do these 3-room chunks as we move through the house over the course of 6 to 8 years. So we're with these families as they change as well. And so it's very interesting to see how that works. So again, really identify it, really clarify it, and then stay open. And then mindset around ideal clients, saying no is just as important as saying yes to a client. Okay, so it is so, so important when it is not a fit, or if you're seeing a barrage of red flags, that you trust your gut, you check in with your intuition, and you choose who to share your magic with, okay? You've only got so much bandwidth in our world. And I see every project as a relationship, and they're very, very important to me. So there's a lot of communication and effort that goes into every project that we take on. With that, we only take on so many per year. So if you're going to have a spot with our firm, you're going to need to be in alignment with our values, right? You're going to be in alignment with our mission. You're going to be appreciative of what we bring to the table. That's huge for me. What's huge for you, right? I'm a person, what is it? The love language? Okay. My love language is to like hear, I appreciate you. Thank you. I like what you brought to the table. You know, that's what's really important to me. So if I'm not jiving with a client, I'm going to have a 9-year relationship with a client and they don't speak my love language, or they can't recognize mine, or we're not giving each other what we need, I'm going to be looking for theirs too, right? I know some clients, I give them a gift, they go over the moon. Okay, got it. You like gifts. Wonderful. Some clients want to hear that the home that they've invested in, the bones, the architecture, they light up. Okay, I've got the same love language. Like they like to hear the verbal compliments, right? Of like, oh, this is I love what you've done with this. This is where it's going. All the things. Okay, so staying open. It's so huge. Okay, I'm gonna take a sip of wine because this is called Design Sips because we get to drink. Is anyone out there giving me a cheers? I would like it if you wave, heart, talk to me. Say something so I know you're out there. Okay, Janelle asks, how does your mindset around your ideal client contribute to your, did we already do that? Yes, we are working. Okay, apologies. We've got the little prompter screen and sometimes we're busy taking sips of wine. Okay, so Gold Leaf Interiors asks, how can I avoid clients who won't pay? Okay, Gold Leaf Interiors, I have so many things to say to you. We are getting off of the 7-figure mindset, but we're not, because 7 figures is not happening for you if you are chasing money that is owed. Wrong if anyone owes you money. Oh, I love your cheers, people. Thank you for telling me you're out there, because I was like, so quiet. What's happening? Okay, gold leaf interiors. Let's talk about this. Never should anyone owe you money. They should pay you a fee, which then kicks off you doing a service on their behalf. Then they should pay you another fee to kick off purchasing product on their behalf, okay? Their payments ignite action from your firm, not the other way around. You don't lift, like you have to be, who was it? Cindy Crawford, some supermodel from the 90s. I can't remember who it is. Somebody comment if you know, but they were like, I don't get out of bed for less than 10 grand. Like they pay you the 10 grand, some supermodel in the 90s, and then you get out of bed and do the modeling work, not the other way around. Cindy Crawford doesn't get out of bed and do the modeling work and then send an accounts receivable invoice saying, hey, could you pay me that? No. Be a 1990s supermodel. I don't get out of bed until I'm paid in full. Say it with me, people, okay? You need to switch. Linda Evangelista. Now we're talking. Okay, good. Thank you. So now we need to get back. I love it, right? Linda Evangelista. Okay, so we need to be Linda Evangelista, right? I don't lift a finger until you pay my fee. And then I shoot to the moon. I bring you all the magic. I'm going to give you all the stuff, right? The other model, do the work and then get paid, is old and broken. Okay? It's not a thing that is happening anymore. Don't let yourself believe that it is. Change your mindset. Go 7 figures on this. I get paid and then I do the work. You don't trust me. You don't believe me. Here's a list of references. I've been in business for XYZ how long. I'm going to tell you, let me show you, introduce you to the vendors and the people and all the people around me that will prove to you that I'm not going anywhere. I will deliver on that promise to you, but I don't work for free. Okay. Megan asks, why is it important to communicate your vision with your team? Megan, yes. This is so important. So team mindset around the vision contributes to the bottom line. So if you hire with someone who's in alignment with your vision up front, right? So for me, it's a frank talker. It's somebody who's like really tells it like it is and can handle that feedback, can handle that quick pace we talk about all the time, right? And then of course, somebody who wants to bring beauty to the world. Like I compulsively can't stop trying to make things look better. It's a problem, but I found the right career for my issues, and I am making it work for me. So I need to find other people out there who are just compelled to make the world around them more beautiful as well, right? If it's just I do CAD, it's a job. I was always good at computers, so I took this course. I don't want that person in my office, right? I want somebody who's like, I love making things more efficient. I love making things more clear. I love improving. I love floor planning and making it more, work more functionally. Now I'm talking to my person. Like I can see that that's the jive, okay? So you need to see whatever that is for you, right? You might not be obsessed with floor planning. Whatever, you might be totally into layering patterns. Like that might be your signature thing. Whatever that is, find your people that also have that thing and then grab onto them, because you will not have to then preach that internally. You will be in alignment with that and you will catapult forward. Now you're often working on the process and the functional and getting the job done. You're not there teaching them and telling them why you love to layer up all the patterns and why it's important for them to understand scale and color and how they go together. Like build that in from the hiring standpoint. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to have to force it. That's what I'm getting at. You don't want to have to be preaching the vision and the mission to them. You want to hire that way and zoom forward. Okay, awesome. Design tips get so quiet whenever I drink wine. Tiffany asks, do you think you can get to 7 figures without a team? Absolutely, it's possible. It has been done before. You can do $1 million in sales with one person. I wouldn't want to do that, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. I get energy from my team. I literally feel so inspired by interacting with a team, working with a team, commiserating with a team. I love nothing more than designing with a team, to say, here's some, I pulled some things, you pulled some things. I love when again, I'm a floor plan obsessed designer. I love it when we first get the project, like getting it all into 1/4 inch scale, erasing all the walls and starting from scratch and figuring it all out. But what I love most is having the other designers on my team do the same thing. And then we all meet for a collaborative meeting on Zoom now, where we show each other those ideas. And I'm really, really like loving that we all went into our own little hole and we came back and we can compare and contrast. And like, I love seeing how someone else tackled it. I think it's so valuable. So that team environment, that two heads is better than one, I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly. And it really, really does work for our firm. Also, when you have a team, you want to hire superpowers, right? So you don't want to hire someone who, if you are super detailed, you might need someone who's big picture, right? If you are big picture strategy, you might need super detailed on your team. You want to hire the yin and yang. You don't want to hire little mini yous. So stop hiring people you like because you like little mini yous, right? Start hiring to offset the things that you don't do well or you don't like to do. And I can say to you with all seriousness, what you don't do well, you probably don't like to do. Otherwise you would do it well, right? So just recognize that in yourself and then hire someone to offset you. Okay. So being high value tasks. Okay. So this is a big one for me. I'm a obsessed delegator. I love to one of my mantras right now that I'm saying to myself in my business is clarify and delegate, clarify and delegate, clarify and delegate. Like I literally say this to myself when I look at my to-do list and I'm like, can't get it all done. Clarify and delegate. Like who could do this better than me if I gave them all of the information, right? So get in there and give it to the best person who has the most skill level in alignment with that task. And it's probably not all you, right? If you're being honest with yourself. So again, high value tasks. So big picture strategy, setting the design direction, creative direction, interacting with the media, interacting with your, brands, and all those things that happen at a CEO level at the 7-figure mark should be done by the CEO. There are a lot of other tasks that need to be done. Quotes need to be received, the soap pump needs to be picked out. These are other tasks that can be done by someone who is in alignment with your mission, vision, values, right? Including your aesthetic, and has been trained by you and has been giving enough clarity so that they can go do this on your behalf. You don't need to do everything for it to be your design, right? You need to set the tone and the direction. You need to outline the vendors and trades that are in your wheelhouse, right? And in your budgets and in your referral sources in your world. And then you need to get out of the way and let the work happen while you're out there making it rain. Okay. Yes? So again, do I think it's possible with one person? Sure. Would I want to do it that way? Not a chance. No chance in hell. I also love my team. Like, it's a tribe. We're amazing. I just said we're amazing, but like the synergy of it, I don't know. There's something so incredible about that Monday morning team meeting. Makes me happy every time. And then we pause and drink wine. Cheers. Cheers, y'all. Okay. It looks like we have a question rolling in. I am going to read it on the screen in a minute, I think. All right, y'all. So Andrea asks, and hi, Andrea, member of the Standard. Nice to see you. Looking to hire a junior design locally, not on payroll. How would I find someone who can do contract work? Amazing idea. So that's the other thing. You do not have to go like full hire payroll. Like the world of freelance is very active. It's happening. It's amazing. Also, you don't have to have, your team doesn't need to be local to you either. Like we are able to do the Zoom universe. So stay open to that too. Okay. So you want to hire someone, and I understand that you want to hire someone locally because maybe you need them on job sites and you need them to do measures and such things like that. So I would put it out there that you are looking for a freelancer. I know, Sarah, will you comment? I know you do find a lot of freelancers on some different Upwork. Okay, awesome. So Upwork is a great one to look for local freelancers. We work with Danae at Elite Design Assistance. Yes. So Danae at Elite Design Assistance is an incredible resource for interior design freelancers. We work with one right now, really tight. Like our workload is over what our natural team can handle. And so we are reaching out to freelancers, but we have found someone that has now been with us for months and months and months. And we're incorporating her as a team member. She is a freelancer, but she's amazing. And it really feels not very different, right? She's not on payroll. I get an invoice from a freelance group instead of paying her through payroll. By the time you're done with payroll taxes, it's very similar in cost. And it allows us to stay flexible and scale our team to the workload. Okay. All right. So awesome. Another way to go is look at your local colleges. You can do a paid internship. And we tell this story all the time. Sarah was an intern who turned into my literal director. What are you, director of operations? I love it when I don't even know the titles, because who calls anyone by their title? But anyway, finding an incredible freelancer, someone who just jives with you, and then but pay them or give them school credit, like do all the right things on that front. And then it's an incredible trial period, and you might find someone that you just can't let go of, and that becomes a really integral part of your team. Because, that's amazing. Thanks, guys. Okay. Thanks, Sarah, by the way. All right. Victoria Gertz asks, hi, Victoria. So good to see you. I cannot find enough courage to hire a full-time assistant. I get it. Did you hear me earlier? I couldn't muster up the courage to get a design studio. So I just saved the money until the point where I could pay for the whole 3-year lease in one shot if I had to, because I just was freaking out about it. So if you are in that mode, could you either hire a freelancer we just talked about, and maybe build a relationship where you just don't have to hire a full-time person, right? Or could you take on an intern that has a defined 3-month timeline, and if you can't live without her at the end of the internship, offer a more full-time or more long-term role? What else? Could you save up so that you had a year's salary tucked away and you just said, you know what? I can do this. I don't even have to have courage because I have knowledge that it's real, that I have it in the bank. Because that is one of those things, right? So same thing with taking on a 3-year lease. It's a lease, it's a legal document. You're not getting out of it. Same thing with hiring someone. Maybe you're pulling them away from another job, or you're giving them that hope, right? You're getting into a relationship with something long-term. You don't want it to be if it doesn't work out, you fire them. But the truth is, every single employee has a 90-day trial period. Okay. And you can be a little bit more upfront about that and say, I have a 90-day trial period. And maybe instead of it is the truth. Phone. When you're live and your phone rings and everything shuts down? Sorry, guys. Anyway, like I said, I'm losing track because I'm going through the circles. But basically, there's incredible freelancers who you can work with on a very regular basis. And I think an intern is a great way to put your toe in that water and see how that works. Good luck. All right. Again, it's design sip, so occasionally we have to have the wine. Guys, there's one here that is not behaving today. We're just going to tuck that right back there. Greg asks, how do you stay grounded in your vision and not get caught up in the minutia that can distract us from the goal? Greg, minutia is a thing, and we are dealing with it every day. Okay. So you want to think about your mindset every day and be strategic about what you do when. So minutia is a problem, especially when you are running multiple projects and you've got all these things going on. You've got the team needs you and the clients need you, and then you probably have family who needs you and such things, right? So for me, it's really important to create boundaries around how often I check my email. I check my Asana inbox. I check Instagram, Facebook, right? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Okay. So get out of the weeds. If you're not in your email all day, email can't distract you. Turn it off. All right. The next thing is I always have next to me. So I'm just going to grab it because I may as well show you what's really happening in my world. I always have my I didn't fill it out yet today, of course, because, it's been crazy. But I have my timesheet, okay? This is my mission statement. I print it every single day. It's at the top of my timesheet. Then my top 3 things I need to get done, 1, 2, 3. Then I have my day in hour blocks from 8 to 6 and my little codes at the bottom and blah, blah, blah. So here I just outline like, these are the 3 things that have to get done today. Like I am a useless scum of a human being if my 3 top tasks don't get done. And I will push through and get those tasks done. Now, don't give yourself that negative self-talk. What are you talking about, Sandra? No, but seriously, give yourself a sticky note, give yourself lipstick on the mirror, give yourself an Asana task, send yourself an email the night before. I don't care how you do it. Identify the high value tasks that are going to move your business forward, not the minutia, and then stick to it. You get to go and float in the sea of minutia after those 3 tasks are done for the day, okay? And did you notice my mission statement is at the top of that timesheet every single day. That is sitting next to me to the right of my desk and reminding me why we do what we do and staying focused. Okay, so our little community where we're talking about this all the time is lighting up with all of this. So please check it out. We are at facebook.com/standards with Sandra. Okay. The other thing I can tell you about getting out of the weeds is there are certain days, like I have this, I have certain days that do certain things, right? And it's not something I came up with. It goes way back. This is thousands of year old. It has to do with the planets and the rhythm of the world and all the things, okay? But here's how I kind of try to schedule my life, and it really does help. Mondays are internal. They're about the mind. So it's really about self. So I try to have internal team meetings on Mondays, okay? It helps me stay focused. Tuesdays are about sucking it up and going out there and just getting it done. So Mondays are related to the moon, which is self and mind, okay? Internal. Tuesdays are Mars. They're about Mars is war. He's the god of war. So it's about suck it up and get it done. So Tuesdays are a great day to get all those tasks done that you aren't loving, but they have to happen. Reviewing your finances, responding to emails, like whatever it is. Again, I already told you, delegate the ones that you can. There's some stuff that you don't like, you have to do yourself, right? There's some communication that you have to do yourself. There's some finances, like you have to know your books. No one else can do that for you. Okay, Wednesdays is Mercury, and that is a very communicative planet. It's very public. So Mercury, Wednesdays are public facing. So I don't know if you noticed, but Design Sips is always on a Wednesday because I'm talking to you and it's communication and I'm public facing, like, right? I'm out there chatting you up. It's a Wednesday. Thursdays are, I'm going to lose my focus on who that is. Anyway, I will go, if you go to the Facebook group, I'll post it all there. Thursdays are big picture vision and strategy. So these are great, great days, Thursdays, to do a design direction, to get out the samples, to do the strategic plan, to think about where are we going next, right? So if you finally have that little stockpile of money stuck in that bank, Thursdays are a great day to say, what are we going to do next? Where are we investing? What are we working on next? Thursdays, okay? Friday is Jupiter. Thursdays, why don't I can't think of the planet. Somebody who knows anything about anything planet related, what are Thursdays? Fridays are Jupiter. They're expansive. So you want to meet with clients. You want to work on design projects. You want to work on marketing and media. You want to be maybe outward facing, talking to brands that you're looking to collaborate with, et cetera, et cetera. Fridays, whatever you do on Fridays will expand. So do things that you want to get more of, okay? How fun is that? Can you just even imagine scheduling your week with this in mind? It really starts to be in flow. It's so fun. Saturn is Saturdays, and it's the must-do, have-to-do. Sun is Sundays. Another part of self, but more whole self, not just mind. What the heck are Thursdays? All right, somebody needs to look that up. I know, right? Hi, Nisha. All right, okay. That was my small diversion into astrology. Sorry, my apologies, guys. Thursday's Jupiter. I thought Thursday, Friday. No, Saturn is Saturday. Lundi, mardi, mercredi. I don't know. The French words for the week are more directly tied to the planets. Who knows French? Anyway, Okay. Okay, Danny asks, can we ask anything design biz related during design sips? Of course. Okay, so here's the deal with design sips. I'm, dressed and I've got the camera on and I've got wine in my hand. So let's talk about it. What do you guys want to talk about? Ask me all of your design business questions. I'm here. This is the time. Keep them coming. Okay. Jill asks, Jill says, you need to drink more wine, Sandra. I'm trying to take notes and you're going too fast. I'm so okay with that. Judy is Thursday. I'm trying to figure out what that means. All right, Friday, Saturday, no. Venus. Thursday's Venus? My poor debilitated Venus. That's probably why I forgot her. Okay. Tammy G Interiors asks, I'm having a difficult time closing new business. Many proposals that don't close. I find I'm not attracting the right client. Any recommendations? Tammy, I feel you. And I actually went through a phase where I was like, my ideal client and my budget were not in alignment, right? I had started working with some clients that wanted real art and the highest quality that they could get their hands on, all the things, right? So all of a sudden, I was playing in that pond, in that level of original art and the best quality we could find, but I was still talking to a different client, right? Somebody who was looking for a complete house, not like a excellent house, right? Like I was talking to the wrong client. And we took a minute, and trust me, it took a minute. Like it was not a quick task, but we realigned our marketing to better fit with the budgets and the price point that we were proposing. And it's really important to do. So if you're not closing the jobs, it's probably that little bit of misalignment. So maybe your marketing is going out at a different level than your price point is coming in at. So I would really sit with that. It's a hard one to kind of face and decide, right? Do you need to bring your price point down? Do you need to go to market and shop for lower price items so that you can hit that budget better with the clients that are already naturally coming to you? Or are you going to adjust your marketing and go up market with them so that, again, when you're putting those budgets in front of your clients, they're not shocked. They're not confused, they're not incredulous, right? That's a very uncomfortable feeling. So I would say for us, it's not that anyone expects it to cost what it expects. It's just that at the end of the day, they actually have the money to do that if they so choose to. So that's when you're in alignment. I'm not saying that clients aren't always a little overwhelmed by that first time you tell them the whole budget. But I'm just saying, like, if the marketing is right and the vetting is right, they should actually have the money should they choose to spend it. Cheers to that. By the way, I love that someone's taking notes. Like, Design Sips never goes away, right? Like, even when I have a really, really bad hair day, they all still end up on our YouTube channel. Nobody lets me take them down. It's super mean. So you can go back through all the old episodes and you can critique bad fashion moments. You can critique bad hair days. But most of all the tips and all the conversations we've ever had are all there on the YouTube channel. So I don't even go on it because I would start to try to delete things. Trust me. I am drinking wine and humming because it's what I do to fill the quiet void whenever I take a sip. Okay, comment on the Facebook screen. Thanks, guys. I know I need to switch to flat fee billing, but I am afraid and I don't know where to start. I love you so much. Like, thank you for putting your fears out there. Like, that's huge. That is, that's incredible. Okay, so flat fee billing is like freedom on a plate. I can't even explain to you how much I love it. I think you might know that already because you said that in the comments. That's what the standard is all about. It's all about sharing with you how to move to flat fee billing in a very confident and very data-driven manner so that there is no question that you will be profitable and that you will not, as I've been told many times. I lost my shirt on that flat fee one time, so I'm not going to do it again. I will show you exactly how not to lose your shirt. Okay. The interior design standards, I'm a finance major background and a business process consultant before. I just fell in love with interior design and went down the rabbit hole. I have a method for charging flat fee that is foolproof, okay? You have to really stick with me. You really have to go through the process. You're gonna have to look at some numbers and some data. I will show you how step by step by step. But once we get through looking at those numbers, you will never, ever, ever have a sleepless night about wondering if this job will be profitable with a flat fee again. So we can get it all straightened out. Thank you. And thank you for sharing what's really going on with you. It's hard to do that, right, in these forums, but that's the whole point. This whole thing was built on the idea that there's enough work for everyone. We just have to find our perfect client. They're out there. We just have to figure out how to match with them and find them. They have to figure out how, we have to figure out how to tell them where we are and that we're available, and that there's no part of this, that there's no part of you doing better at finding your ideal client that takes my ideal client away from me, because there's as many homes as there are families, and there's tons and tons of work out there, and it's just about connecting the right people together. And so that belief in abundance is the number one 7-figure mindset. Just come back to where we started today. Believing that it's out there, that the work is out there and it's just a matter of finding it, is the number one way that you will get to $1 million in sales, okay? It's the belief that it's possible for you. Now, you've got to get your systems and your processes locked down. You've got to get your marketing set up tight. You've got to drop all the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and all the what do I think they want to hear from me, and bring your own true self to the table and show who you really are to the people who might want to work with you, so that when they do reach out, there's congruency there, right? That it's all in flow, that the person that shows up in their front doorstep to do their design is the person that they got to know in the marketing. You get all of that going, and there's no reason that we shouldn't all help each other as we go through this beautiful world and make it more and more beautiful with every time one of us finds our ideal client, right? We make beautiful things happen. Okay, new comment on the screen. Okay, so what new comment on the screen? Is it we are looking at, I made $20K in the past 6 months just helping remote clients in an interior design Facebook group. That's money I'm investing in business growth and my junior designer. That's awesome. Good for you. I love it. Okay. Do you ever charge hourly with the flat fee, maybe when they change scope? Okay. So no. So here's the thing. Once you go to the flat fee, you can never go back to hourly for a couple of reasons. It is a mindset shift. Okay. It's about completely changing how you value yourself. You are no longer hourly effort in exchange for money. You are now bringing your magic, your brilliance, that je ne sais quoi that is design, from project management to the Rolodex of trades and vendors that you hold dear, to your own personal aesthetic, to your ability to project manage. You're bringing all of that to the table, and that value is not tied to the time that it takes you to do something. Okay, that is, you're never going to be able to get to that $1 million business. And I'm not saying never, because there are outliers. People do it all the time. I find it harder to get to that $1 million level if you are an hour worked is an hour paid. You kind of turn yourself into a commodity, right? So it really should be more strategic than that. In addition, when you stop charging hourly ever, you do not reduce yourself to the time it takes you. It's about the brilliance you take. So, or the brilliance you bring to the project, sorry. I'm trying to think of the other example that I always love to use on this, but basically when you charge a flat fee, your relationship with your client greatly improves, okay? They go from looking at their watch, wondering how come it's taking you so long, not knowing when the next big, huge bill is going to come in, noticing how lumpy interior design is, right? Because you're crazy busy on their project and then you're waiting on orders and you're crazy busy at install. Instead, you get your money up front and then you execute incredible, high quality interior design. This is amazing. So then when you get scope creep, by the way, is incredible. It's additional sales from a client that you've already vetted and roped in, right? There's a big cost to getting a new client. So when they increase scope, it's a fabulous thing, right? Because you don't have to go out and do all the marketing all over again, the entire potential client process all over again. You don't have to negotiate fees in the contract all over again. This is the best news ever. When a current existing client says, I was wondering if we can talk about an additional room. Perfect, right? It only is a good thing if you go back to the beginning, charge another design fee, and start the project timeline all over again for that additional scope. Scope creep is only a bad thing if they try to shoehorn it into the existing price, design fee, or the existing schedule, okay? So all the things. Okay, so apologies. We're getting a ton of flat fee pricing questions. Okay. For all of those questions, you're going to want to get into our masterclass that we're releasing next week. I mentioned it like a smidge bit at the beginning, but the masterclass is really about like getting all of this down from a mindset and strategy standpoint. So it's the strategies around standing in your place on those fees, the pricing, communication, all those things. This is really, we're going to take like, Design Sips is quick, we're going to take this incredibly deep dive in this masterclass. Something so fun that we're putting together where we really get more nitty gritty on the whole thing. It is 100% free. It's this deeper dive we wanted to share with the community. So I would love if you check it out. You can find out more about when it is and when it's happening and all the things, houseoffunk.com/trade. All right. But because Design Sips is so quick and we're moving so fast, I'm not able to go into crazy detail on those things. Although I was just going on like some really excellent tangents where I even lost track of what I was talking about, in case you're wondering. Could blame the Chardonnay, but we know that's not the case. All right, Jess asks, what important moves have you made that contributed to a 7-figure design firm? That's huge. Okay, I love this. So number one, hiring experts. I talk about this all the time because it's so true. When you go and find the amazing lawyer who's going to like really hold your hand and make you feel so confident about negotiating your contract, when you go out there and find a bookkeeper or a financial person, a fractional CFO, whatever it is, where you can really have like amazing, straightforward conversations and you really understand your books, PR, marketing, social media, like you name it, there's somebody out there who is an expert in that. And you don't have to hire them forever. You might just take a course from them, or you might consult with them for a couple of months while you really invigorate your business with new information. Whatever it is, hire experts because you are amazing, but there's a lot that goes into running a business, and hiring experts will help you move forward by leaps and bounds. Hiring an A+ team. This is a big one. So there is a point in my career where it's harder to find the perfect person because I am only taking A+, like A+ only. So take your time, be patient, but hire the absolute best people that you can get your hands on and love them up because they are your business, right? CEO mindset. Again, the big move that contributes to a 7-figure firm is that CEO mindset. And what that means to me is Chief Executive Officer, right? I am keeping it high level. If I end up down in the weeds, we are not moving this ship forward. I am like spinning around in circles. I'm just going to get caught up in the waves doing the thing. But if I'm up there at the top of the ship and I am navigating to the direction that we are going in, we are able to keep moving forward. So clarify and delegate, clarify and delegate. I told you this is like a mantra I'm saying to myself, you can too. Having team leaders in the same mindset that you are in so that they can also clarify and delegate. So what that means to me is there's a point where you get some help, right? So it's you and an assistant and you're clarifying and delegating, clarifying and delegating. Then there's the day when your next level has next levels, right? We start to build out the company tree, and really, really important that level below you also get into that mindset of clarifying and delegating. This is when the synergies come into effect and the business can really start to hum. So it's about layering those people up. Now, if every single person in your company reported to you, you would turn into an HR manager, not a CEO. So don't set it up like that. You are not everyone's boss, okay? You need to put managers, people who are good at managing other people, between you and most of the rest of the workforce, so that you can stay up in the strategy level, in the high level, making it rain. What does that mean? Signing new clients, right? Coming up with the big picture ideas, being the design director. So for me, my dream is CEO, director of design. Like, I don't want to be in the weeds if I can help it at all. And we know that that's best for the business. It's hard not to end up in the weeds when, there's deadlines and things just need to happen. But the more that you can stay up and strategic and high level, the better. Alrighty. I believe there's wine here. Who's drinking? Anyone? Cheers. Cheers. I love it. Okay. How can you politely turn potential clients away? Okay, so we talked about this earlier. 7-figure mindset is you need to identify your ideal client. You need to set your boundaries on what kind of projects you're taking on. And then it is just as important to say no to potential clients as it is to say yes, okay? So taking every single job that walks through the door is year 2, okay? We're talking about 7-figure mindset. We are not talking about year 2. When you're first starting out, you might take everything that comes your way. Fine. I get it. I did it. Now, mindset-wise, we are only taking on the projects that light us up, that move us forward, that speak to the design aesthetic of our portfolio, that can be published if that's what we feel. Now, published might mean on your Instagram feed or in your Pinterest. It might not mean you're going after a magazine. These days, can I photograph it? Can I use it as visual capital to get the next job and the next job and the next job, right? Your images of finished work are proof that you complete things too. Not only that you have a beautiful aesthetic, but that those jobs get complete to the level of photography. This is huge, all right? Early in my career, a lot of clients kind of did almost the whole room. They never got quite to the art. They never got quite to the accessories. And that was a big lesson for me, that you don't just want to get business and get paid. You want to complete rooms. That is how you get raving fans. That is how you get referrals. And that is how you get the images that are the capital that help you get the next job, okay? So this is all in the standard as well, the whole process to make sure that you actually complete the full project and just don't get almost there, but don't finish art and accessories. All right, so I'm talking about this specific detail of how you can politely turn clients away and so much more tomorrow with ASID Tennessee. You can DM us to register. The beautiful thing, I don't know if it's just ASID members, just ASIDTN members. I don't know. Oh, everybody? That's amazing. Okay, guys, I didn't even know that everyone could register. Anyone can come to my talk tomorrow with ASID Tennessee, Woo and Close, Land Your Dream Clients. So we talk through our whole potential client process. We also talk about when you see those red flags, when they're not your ideal client, how to politely send them on their merry way. So I will give you the exact script that I use, lots of language, lots of details. It's so good. So DM me if you want the registration link and you want to be at the ASID event tomorrow. We will enclose Land Your Dream Clients. Everyone is welcome. You don't have to be ASID. Okay. We drink wine because it's Wednesday. Okay, Sheila asks, I'm really interested in signing up for the standard. Is there someone I can speak to who has already taken it? Sheila, welcome. I would love to have you join us. We are a fierce group of design entrepreneurs leveling up this industry, one design biz at a time. So email us at info@houseoffunk.com and we will connect you with a designer who has taken the standard. They are our best resource as far as being able to tell you what it's like, how long it took to implement, what it's done for their business, all the things. So let me know, any of you who want to know more about what it's actually like to have taken the standard, what it looks like as an alumni who's implemented, let us know. We will connect you to someone on the other side. All right. Dana asks, there are so many courses out there. Why should I invest in the standard? All right, you asked for it, Dana. So there are a lot of courses out there and there are a lot of coaches. This is different than either of those. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't continuously learn and work with a coach. The standard is different because it is every single thing that you need to run a design business that I've been running for 15 years successfully at the 7-figure level. So it is the structure of my business. It is the templates that go into it. It's the literal process, step by step of how to run a design project. It is my flat fee calculator. It is training on how to look at your data so that you can set a flat fee that will make you profitable with a flat fee model. It is all of the language and all of the structure around making sure that that flat fee doesn't get away from you and it doesn't turn into the never-ending story and they don't run you ragged, right? It's all the things. So we didn't want to do a course. We don't want to give you homework. We don't want to make you do additional work. We know entrepreneurs are some of the busiest humans on the planet. But what we wanted to give you was the exact templates, language, calculators, all of it that we use. The truth is, I got to the point in my career where I had spent so much money on coaches and courses and lawyers and strategic partners and all of these things. I had invested so much money in making this clean, beautiful business model that it felt like a damn shame to keep it all to myself. And because I believe that by you doing a better business doesn't take anything away from my ability to sign my next best client, the standard was our way to get it out there and share it with the world. So I would love to have you on board. John asks, once I'm enrolled in the standard, how do I get my questions answered? Awesome. So there's always design tips, but once you're a standard member, you are like catapulted forward in the conversation, right? So you come to a whole new level. We have our own community where you are constantly in contact with all the other designers who are in the midst of going through the standard together. So they are also interested in leveling up their businesses in that way, right? So there's a collaborative community there that's just incredible. And I can't wait for you to see how amazing that is. We are obviously in that group answering all the questions as well. We have a totally new program this year. So instead of just a few Zoom calls, we are doing live Facebook Q&As every single week for every student in the standard in April. So if you join us in April, we are going to be in the Facebook, our little private community, every single week with all the questions live to keep things moving as we roll out the program. And then the very best part, the absolute most valued, the like out of control, insane part of this is you have lifetime access. So every time that we make anything better, we make any little strategic moves, any updates, any little thing that we refine and make better, every single year, every single 6 months, you get the latest and greatest best practices of a design firm running at this level, updated to you, clarified so you know exactly what's updated, as well as permanent residents in the alumni group. So all the people who have gone through the standard have made these incredible adjustments to their business and leveled up, now have a community where we're all talking to each other apples to apples. So this alumni standard group is gold. This is where we hear the conversation every single day. I've got a potential client on the hook. I'm doing the proposal. Here's the scope. Here's my metric. Here's how it's going. Bring me some kudos, like bring me the love. And it, however they phrase it, it's it's this like barrage of encouragement to go out in the world and sign that next great, amazing whale, right? Kind whales, kind whales, kind whales. So just advice and support and encouragement, more and more and more encouragement than you could ever imagine. And we couldn't have dreamed it better. Like, it's just an incredible community. So I thank each and one of you who are in that alumni community, because you've created your own thing there that, again, we couldn't ask for more. It's amazing. Okay. I drink wine because it's Wednesday. Jamie asks, when can we enroll? Awesome. So you can enroll April 21st through April 28th. We are doing it this month, so get ready, people. Can't wait to see you there. It's going to be so amazing. It's going to be an incredible, incredible session. And we're changing a few key things. We're rolling it out a little slower, but also staying so much more connected to you. So it is going to be amazing. And those of you who've taken the standard already, of course, you can come back through it with us and go through the whole process again if you'd like. It's an amazing refresher. It's going to be super fun. We welcome you all always to be a part of it. So this masterclass, where we deep dive into those strategies of standing in your space, of really owning your business model to the point that you wouldn't even consider wavering from it, that you can check out more at houseoffunk.com/trade. Next week, topic for Design Sips is Rockstar Confidence Changes Everything. How to get yours. I should have worn this outfit for my Rockstar day. Whoops. All right. Thanks for watching. I am Sandra Funk. This is Design Sips, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.